Benny Johnson just exposed Ilhan Omar and her husband's business operations and how fraudulent they really are. So stay tuned, grab your coffee, and let's lock in. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing Ilhan Omar's financial disclosure report, which Benny Johnson has unveiled, has exposed. And it's bad. And it's incriminating. And it's all on record. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
I just investigated Ilhan Omar's official financial disclosures, and what I found was so dark and criminal. I don't know how she gets out of this without going to jail. Have a look at this. Here's Ilhan Omar's financial disclosure from the Congressional Record, year 2023. I want to bring your attention to this company right down here, Est Crew LLC. This is a winery in Santa Rosa, California. It's not doing that well. The total value of the winery is listed at $15,000, and Ilhan Omar's barely making any money off of it at all.
Now, keep in mind, he said this was 2023, I believe. So this is when the company initially got started, right? So let's keep watching.
Hardly enough to pay a parking ticket. Okay, that's fine. Nothing really mysterious there. Businesses fail all the time. But go ahead and look at her filing for 2024, and you'll find that Est Crew Winery, the same company in the same location, is now worth $5 million. That's incredible, up from $15,000. And now Ilhan Omar's making enough to pay rent.
So you're telling me in 1 year, this winery went from being worth $15,000 to being worth $5 million. Keep in mind that all that Minnesota fraud hadn't been exposed yet back then, and it was all going on in the background. We could speculate where that money came from, but it gets even more interesting because Benny Johnson dives in. He goes in deep, boys, okay? He uncovers some more interesting information on this that's going to make you wonder why she's not in jail. Her and her husband. Let's continue.
So this must be one of the most successful companies ever. Let's go ahead and check in on this winery. You know, maybe we could buy some wine. I like wine. Why not? Let's see if we can buy some Est Crew Winery. Here's Est Crew's social media Facebook page. You'll see here that the last post, oh no, was in 2023. Wasn't this the year that they were supposed to, go really big and make Ilhan Omar millions of dollars? Same thing on their Instagram.
And I'm going to pause it here for a minute. If you notice, the Instagram only has 2,000 followers. The Facebook page only has 88 followers. You're telling me this company went from $15,000 to $5 million in a year, and they haven't even broken 3,000 social media followers combined between platforms? How? How do you become a $5 million company and nobody knows about you or your brand? How? He'll show you how. Let's continue.
And they don't have an X, so let's go ahead and check their official website. What is Est Crew? We are winemakers and memory curators, okay? Est Crew Winery has a bunch of brands that's led by these people, creators of eye-catching labels. So I'm sure I can go and get some of their wine, right? Well, they don't have any activities here, so maybe I could just go to their location and buy some of their wines, or maybe give them a call. Let's try and go to their location here. This is the Google Street View of Est Crew Winery, and what you'll find here is...
It says Grand Cru. It's not even the same name. So maybe it's in the building. Maybe it's like all those Somali fraud companies in Minnesota. There's probably 400 different winery companies in that building underneath the umbrella of Grand Cru, right? That's probably what's happening here.
An empty parking lot. Doesn't actually look like an operational business. Certainly isn't the same name. So, okay, let's go ahead and give them a call. See if maybe they pick up. Let's go ahead and call the number on the webpage. Let's go ahead and give them a call and find out. Oh no, user busy. Let's try that, okay. Well, I've done this like 20 times today. Okay, so that didn't work. Is there any wine in this wine company? Is there anything about wine? Because I see like stuff about events, but like, what is this exactly? Aren't you supposed to sell wine at your wine company? Where are your wines? Oh, there are no wines. You wanna know why? because this is a fake company. Rep. Ilhan Omar's husband accused of swindling investors in their California winery. They stole millions from cannabis growers.
You heard that right. They're being sued because they allegedly stole millions of dollars away from cannabis investors who invested in their companies. Interesting. Something that I'm sure Ilhan Omar doesn't want the media to get a hold of. But the thing is, even if the media did get a hold of it, the majority of the mainstream media is left-wing and they're on her side, so they'll just ignore it. That's why it's very important that you share videos like this and you go to Benny Johnson's X and you share his posts, because he is deep diving into topics and exposing these Democrats who are a part of all this fraud. But there's some more. So let's continue.
You see here's the lawsuit right here saying that Tim Minette, who's Ilhan Omar's third husband, no relation, swindled his investors and defrauded them. How did Minette get this relationship? Well, the current Attorney General of Minnesota, Keith Ellison, used to work for him. Isn't that curious?
The current Attorney General of Minnesota used to work for her husband, who is being sued for defrauding people for millions of dollars, including that cannabis company. And then we also have to touch on the fact that, Ilhan Omar was $65,000 in debt, came to Congress. Within 2 years, she's worth $30 million, right? Her husband's company, the winery, or their company, the winery, went from $15,000 to $5 million in a year or less. You're telling me she didn't know about any of this? You're telling me she wasn't a part of all this? Just like all the Somali fraud in Minnesota. Are we really supposed to sit here and believe that she had no clue that any of this fraud, even in her own household with her husband, was going on? Not only do I think that she had a clue and she knew what was happening, but I'm willing to bet that she took part, that she was a part of it. Let's see what else he has to say.
Keith Ellison, the same guy who refuses to look into any of the Somali fraud. So this company was sued for being a fraudulent company. And the New York Post says the exact same thing, as the House is now probing the mystery of Ilhan Omar's skyrocketing wealth. They said that Ilhan Omar went from being one of the poorest members of Congress, worth negative $65,000, to being one of the richest, worth $30 million. Here's a rare photo of one of their wines that they allegedly made, The Devil's Lie.
The Devil's Lie. Wow.
This winery is not worth $5 million. The winery doesn't even exist. It's fake. It's fraudulent. They need to investigate this right now. This is a lie. And maybe, it's the devil's lie.
Make sure you share this video and you go to Benny Johnson's X and you share this post with as many people as possible. I'm sure it's on Instagram as well. People need to see this, especially people on the left, people who support Ilhan Omar. But the chances are, I don't think most of them will care because, they hate the right and Trump so much, they're just blinded by their hate. But there are some that could be saved. There are some that could see this, see the facts, ask the right questions, and potentially leave the left, leave the Democrat Party, at least go independent and start voting a little bit more intelligently, right? With that said, let's hope that justice is served. Let's hope this is further investigated. And if all these things appear to be as they appear to be, which is all fraud, again, let's hope that justice is served and she does some time. But with that said, Christ is King. Much love to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. And let's talk about it. I'm out.